Yo, what's good? It's your boy Whispy Woodz. And in this video, you guys, I want to kind of just have a light, open discussion with a few of my loyal subs out there, and just kind of jog this specific subject up. And it is mainly derived towards the famous bunker of Fort Zancudo and the elevator everyone thinks that the jetpack is in. How I feel, you guys, is that one, I feel like UC559 found the jetpack a year ago. That's just my personal thought. I feel like the crate is the fucking jetpack. We just didn't do the step before going to the fucking Fort Zancudo. Like, it's just like we're rushing to get to a middle step, but there's something before that we have to do, and that's why nothing is reacting there. Now, one thing I want to talk about, though, in general, in this one, is just the elevators and why it doesn't necessarily mean that there is something under that elevator. Don't get me wrong. It is very odd that they put an abduction light there at a specific elevator / bunker, right? And it is ironic that there was a bunker in San Andreas and so on and so forth. But that does not mean necessarily that the object of a jetpack is down there. It could be part of a step. I mean, when you think about the order of the story, when you do a lot of the trafficking missions and you give, weapons and all that shit to the Ultras camp, they're the ones who reward you, whether with money or anything else. They reward you. So I believe that part of this whole sacrificial thing that goes on the right way before we actually finish the steps, it's going to be a lot more beneficial to do something there and the other few steps before we go to the Ultras camp. And I know it sounds a bit confusing, but I really feel as though there's just two steps that we have to do. One at the observatory that has to do with the stars, okay? I do feel as though that I'm kind of onto something with a certain theory in that realm, but the fact of the matter is that I don't have it solidly yet, and you will see in the next Whispy theory. But this video is just derived towards the elevator, and I want to point something out that this right here is the Fort Zancudo elevator bunker, and one thing I want to point out is that it says -1, right? Now, a lot of people have been kind of just like, okay, well, it has -1. That means there's a below level. Well, that's once again, you guys, thinking a bit too fast. Now, I'm gonna bring you through a little bit of my gameplay here, and I want you to pay attention to something. I really do, because I think this is where a lot of people got confused and they weren't like piecing things together. All right. Now, one, I want to start off right there. When I did this mission, I noticed something, and it's this -3. And this is one of the main things that leads me to believe that these are just telling us the numbers that the actual elevator is at. It's not about there being a below level or below levels. I mean, the elevator, when you think about it, it makes perfect sense. It's always there when you glitch inside of it. I mean, think about it. The elevator can't be at the bottom to tell you that there's a bottom level if it's there when you glitch through the fucking door. I mean, think about it, you guys. This shit is telling us that we're at the 3rd floor of the Humane fucking labs, okay? So then that means that the 1 on that -1 is telling you the floor that the elevator is at. It has nothing to do with how many levels there are at the bottom. Am I saying that there is anything at the bottom? No, I'm not saying that there might not be. There might be, okay? I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that when you think about it, a lot of the main things that kind of tie into I guess not just elevators, but just the mystery in general. I mean, we always think that something has to be underground. I mean, I think that's just our stupid way of coping with things we cannot see. I think you just have to understand that. This just makes perfect sense. It's telling you we're at the third bottom floor. That's why there's a dash next to it. It's just telling you which floor. That's all. Okay? This elevator that a lot of people got confused on. I mean, think about this, you guys. This same model of elevator is in the watchtower at Fort Zancudo. Okay? And each one of those fucking elevators have a fucking they have a -1 next to them. Now, my question is this: why would this indicate the floor that you're at, right? And then have 6 levels, you guys. They have 6 levels in the watchtower. Yet each one of those fucking elevators says -1. Because it's telling you where the elevator is. It's not telling you that it is some huge thing underground. And I'm not saying that it isn't. I'm just saying that it's... Just because it's saying that doesn't mean it's not telling you that the fucking floor that it's in, you guys. I mean, we just have to use our brain a little bit about it, you know. Don't get me wrong, I fell for it too a little bit, but you just have to put a little logic to it. I'm not trying to debunk it or say that anything is necessarily under the bunker. I mean, we don't know yet, you know. Then again, I don't think we've done the steps before we needed to, you know, to gone there or anything like that. When you think about all the things that are dynamic with this game and the steps, even with Michael's Easter egg that I've shown before, it's kind of like just based on certain little steps that you're piecing together in order to pull off a grand thing, you know. And I think that's just kind of the hugest indication of that. And one thing I do want to say is that I got a tweet from one of my subs though a while ago, earlier today, and he was kind of going on about basically Michael is the egg, there is no other Easter eggs for anything else, and I think he's basing that a lot on how much substantial fucking evidence that we have found on Michael being tied to everything. Right now, I think you need to understand though is that you're not necessarily putting duality into effect like in the right way, bro. I think that you're looking at it, you know, with the glass kind of half empty rather than half full. Fact of the matter is that yes, Michael is the main character. So him having some type of Easter egg that ties to the other 2 characters makes somewhat sense. You have to understand though that this Easter egg, these grand Easter eggs that we want, are tied within different ways of looking at the fucking mural. Okay, it's not based on like how you would think a certain map or like something is telling us to go somewhere. It's not based on that, bro. Like seriously, I want to show you something. I want to show something to everyone. This map, like I've shown, can be seen several different ways. Okay, the locations, for one, need to be split down. Okay, you need to segregate in order to even see that the locations are actual locations. You need to first segregate. That's one. What's 2 is the fact that, understand, we were not noticing the locations of the main things the right way. We were supposed to see it from a diagonal sense. That's why when you see the curve of the mountain, like I've proven in my See the Eye video, you can see that the UFO is in the farthest distance. The egg is Polito Bay right here, and the Ultras Camp is the closest thing towards your screen. It's all about the perspective you were supposed to see it in, and they gave us the shape of the mountain to show us. Okay, now, I want you to understand, just because you're looking at this and you're saying, oh, well, everything's Michael. Okay, no, it's not necessarily like that, bro. Seriously, a lot of people need to get it. It's not, it's not just one duality, okay? We see that when it's upside down, this is Michael. Okay, see the eye looking at the point of view of the crack and the egg, right? And then we see the fucking UFO being upside down, which would make perfect sense on it being crashed. Okay, we see that the jetpack man has turned into a scuba. Okay, and notice how both of them have 3 marks. Okay, let's see if I can focus, but you know it for a fact. Okay, the jetpack man has 3 marks, and so does the UFO. Okay, and just like I've proven that most of the marks are a lot of the timings. whether PM or AM that we're supposed to know is still undecisive. We just have to figure it out. But I feel as though these are times we must do certain things after certain steps, which is why they're showing us the locations of the certain steps. We just have to do the research to understand them first. Now, again, this is the way to see it as Michael, okay? When it kind of seems like a lot of my fans or a lot of like people who who are into the mystery just have not really even like seen a lot of conspiracy theory movies or anything like that. I mean, if you watch the Da Vinci Code, bro, it kind of shows you that, when you take an image that's like cryptic like this and then you flip it around in several different ways, it shows different truths. Like, one being that when you flip it back around, still keeping the same point of view of the eye, mind you, okay, from down to up, I want you to understand that the jetpack man now looks like it's related, okay, to a UFO. And then it makes sense why there's a UFO at Fort Zancudo. You kind of get what I'm saying? There's different points of views for different characters, okay? This is Michael, and we're supposed to scuba dive, okay? Yes, all three of them are tied to an egg. All three of them are tied to a bird, okay? Seriously, Michael is tied to the blue rock dove, okay, and the eagle. All right, he's most of the three birds in duality. The blue rock eagle, the hawk, and the dove. He's all of that shit. Okay, he's literally the Trinity in one. That's the point of his Easter egg. The chicken represents rooster and a lot of other things that tie to the past, and that's time. And then when you think about Franklin, he's being talked into a lot of things throughout the whole game. I mean, from Lamar to Michael, everyone is talking him into things because he's afraid. His actual symbolism is a chicken, okay? And then you have the crow or the raven, and it's just derived towards death. I mean, if you ever seen the crow, bro, like it's kind of like all derived towards that. That's why Trevor has a bird. They all have a bird, you guys, because birds, like I've proven in my very first video, are a big part of GTA's stories and how they view the game, okay? So understand, the egg means all three of them, okay? The egg is tied to all of them, all right? They're just different meanings, duality, okay? This is the way to look at it, Michael. Scuba, and you get the UFO, okay, after the steps. Jetpack, UFO, Fort Zancudo, the crow, Alterous Camp, all the steps are there, okay? When you segregate all of this, you pretty much only get the egg and the eye, okay, which makes perfect sense on why it's a straight shot to 7 p.m., which is the 19th hour, and it's the time in front of the Cluckenbell factory, which is most noted to time travel, and why the train shows up. I mean, the train is still a theory at this point. I still do feel as though certain aspects of the capacitor that I found in my previous video can be some ethic to it too, but whatever is supposed to happen that is Franklin and time machine related is at Paleto Bay. It's somewhere there. We have to do something there. And yes, it is only a matter of time until we figure it out. I need people to understand what I mean about these elevators and the physical things that we put two and two with in the game. I mean, they're just not that simple. We need to think about them. I mean, you guys, this fucking jetpack dude is not just a jetpack dude. Just like how Jack Sheep Dry Manifold is not just jetpack confirmed. It's not like just one fucking thing, you guys. I mean, I don't know how many times I have to say duality. Like, I'm really sick of saying the word. I know you guys are sick of hearing me saying it. Like, seriously, dude. Like, I want people to understand a little bit, though, what I'm getting at. This, alright, when upside down, is a scuba. Alright? Think about when he's sitting on the boat, he flips back over, and that's the exact motion he's making. And then think about this. When you're doing the mission, when you actually sign up for the not the Ultras Camp, but the Epsilon program, alright? When you go in as Michael, You're surrounded, okay, by boxes that say belly up. Literally, you guys. They say belly up. And then they have a fish on the boxes. They're right by you and Maureen. It's a bunch of them. I don't know if you've ever done the mission, but there's a bunch of boxes that have a fish and say belly up. And they're tied to the mystery, water, sea, all that shit. Walking over water, it's like it's all tied in one. Okay, we just need to figure out the true fucking physical step, if you will. You know, I mean, and seriously, like I said, these scuba suits, even look, there's even a double-barreled one, just like a jetpack. Okay, they were hinting toward the fucking scuba suit being a representative for that jetpack man, okay, a long time ago. We just didn't pick up on it because we saw jetpack and was so confused that that's all it was. But realize, Michael is not just the egg, okay? There are more than one bird. And they all and each one of the characters represent a bird, just like they represent a monkey, just like they represent evolution and Darwinism through apes and dinosaurs and cavemen. It's all one. Darwinism, it's dualities. Evolution from one thing to the next, you know, that's all it's really based on. And you know, again, I really, the main point of this video though, aside from the elevators, is just so people understand that yes, I'm encouraging ideas. I really do. Am I saying that I fully agree with everyone's? No. I mean, if we didn't have our personal opinions, then we wouldn't feel strongly about anything enough to go forward. You know, and that's why I'm going really strong-willed with my theory. But the fact of the matter is that, do I believe in a lot of people in theirs? Hell yeah, because that's what drives the fucking possibilities, you guys. If we sit here and bitch about why we think something is wrong all day, then, I mean, what the fuck are we really doing? We're not solving shit. I mean, at least when I'm telling you that this elevator might not be down into a lower level at the moment, doesn't mean that there's nothing below. It just means that we're looking at physical shit the wrong way. But that's all, you guys. I appreciate whoever has listened and whoever gives me the you know, just the click. Because that's all it really takes, is to give someone a fucking listen, you know. Just this fucking mystery honestly should not be taken so cynically. I mean, people are so cynical to like other people's thought, and like the fact of the matter is that we're supposed to be having ideas, you guys. All right, I don't understand why people are hating towards speculation. Do you know who else speculated? Galileo. I mean, you know, come on, you guys. Newton, all the philosophers, they speculated things, had ideas, and then brought proof, alright, to their ideas, only to be proven right. We must think about certain things, you guys. We have to. If we don't, we're just literally shooting in the dark. And that's what I want to encourage, is thought, alright? If you have a solid path towards your path, then great, have a path. That's what I'm encouraging, okay? I'm not saying follow my path or you just will never find a jetpack. I never once said that. I probably said follow me or be lost, because we're understanding things. But your physical item, I've never sat there and said do what I'm doing or you're not getting a jetpack. So understand, these are for people, these videos are for people who want to learn about the things that they're playing. Okay, not just run around and wonder why the fuck things are there and then just start shooting at it because they think that that's the right thing and that's the only thing that they learn from the game, is to shoot, 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 shoot. But if they knew about the duality of the game, they were telling you not to shoot. Like, seriously, every option they gave you a choice to not shoot or shoot. And you chose the fun thing. But if you look up the Three Wise Monkey and the actual term for turning a blind eye, the original phrase was having no fun. So you have to put that in perspective. Alright? They're pointing to the Three Wise Monkey, and their legend is to not have fun. What do we have fun with in GTA? Killing people. They're teaching us a lesson, you guys. That's all. And that's all I wanted to show you, that teaching people a lesson is really kind of fun, but it depends on how you come at it. If you want to learn, you're only going to have more fun. If you don't, you're going to be a negative person and be bitter and lost. And they're showing you that. I'm just showing you what I picked up on about it. You just have to understand that, you guys. I really want to know what you think about this elevator thing. Personally, I feel as though it's just showing us where the elevator is. You know, if you have some other thoughts towards it, then bring your thoughts into the comments. I have no problem with that. Don't argue about it, you guys. Like, just, you know, have respect for somebody else's opinion within the theory. All right? Now, if you disagree with someone's theory, be polite, but also just understand that, you know, people are just trying to help. Okay? Like, I don't give a fuck if they say, okay, we'll spin around 3 times and then, you know, punch Michael in the chest. It's like, you know, even if it's something that really is not that thought out, you know, like, yes, I'm encouraging people to use their brain, but I'm also encouraging them to not give up. And seriously, if Trippy Commentaries didn't tell me, you know, he could have came at me really foul, you guys. You know, I mean, he was one of the first persons I really, like, shared my theories with. So, if I gave him my theories and then he didn't encourage me to keep going, I probably would have been like, well, this is fucking dumb and there is no jetpack. But I didn't. I kept going, you guys. And that's what I'm encouraging. And I just respect a lot of people who give a fuck enough to keep going. Like I said, this is the accepting the truth mission, okay? Where you're signing up as Michael. And for some fucking reason, you guys, like I said, all this shit is intentional. It's intentional. I've been saying that since my first video, okay? They don't put shit in the game for no reason, okay? They had you come to this weird-ass shipping place full of boxes to sign up for the Epsilon program. Why, right? It's fucking weird. But if you take symbolism, like, for you to pay attention to the boxes because they put these Epsilon things here, what else do they need you to pay attention to? Look. Check it out. You see the bottoms up fish? Look. And you can look up GTA bottoms up. Alright? It's a fucking company that was in GTA 4 and 5. Here's the fact, okay? Bottoms up literally is what you're doing when you're in a scuba suit and then you go bottoms up. They're telling you, bottoms up. And if it's not for that, it's for the baptism situation that I've shown before. They're all part of the hidden steps that are in the story, okay? I need you guys to understand. As you see, she's even somewhat praising the sun. It's crazy the things that you would see when you just focus on the little things. It's very, very interesting.